Hey, it's Bobby Bones with some exciting news. Open booking is here for the Top Shelf Country Cruise, setting sail February 2026 aboard the luxurious Celebrity Reflection. Spots are filling up fast, so book your stateroom today or sign up to become a lineup insider to receive the final lineup 48 hours prior to the public. Don't miss your chance to make February 2026 unforgettable. Visit TopShelfCountryCruise.com. That's TopShelfCountryCruise.com.
You know, some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com. ODOO.com.
And then Tom would be like, me no like the bunch. And he'd just smash it, right?
Dude, it doesn't count as dropping the bit if you're still pitching it every week.
Fine,
every week with you.
Okay.
It's every
I will
week.
not pitch it.
Jesus.
Ooh, blacklight much? Oh, hey. Hey, Cecil. Hey, Eli.
Hello.
What,
Hello.
Hey guys, what are you guys doing here?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You guys ever look at a watch? It's citation needed record tonight?
Oh. Was that tonight? Oh, wait a second. Cecil, I see what's going on here.
You do?
Yeah. This week's episode is about alien abduction. So Noah, Heath, and Tom got here early and set up this scene where Noah's probing them to get into the spirit.
Oh, I guess. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Yep. That is exactly
in
one.
one.
First guess. Yep.
I gotta
That is
say,
correct.
I do have to say, guys, I am
Exactly
impressed.
what-
The medical table, the ominous music. You really kind of went all out for this.
We went all out for the show.
Totally out
because of the show.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
for the show, and
There's
that's
just
what we were.
just one part I don't understand.
But what part is that?
Why do you have a giant poster of Idris Elba on the wall?
Don't touch the poster, though. Just don't touch the poster.
That is, it's because Idris Elba was in, he's in Pacific Rim. I like that movie.
Pacific Rim. You're right. Okay,
Don't touch
all right.
the poster.
Aliens.
Okay, that makes sense.
Really
all right.
don't.
Well, get cleaned up and let's do the show. I'm gonna hit the bathroom.
Oh, we can go together.
I don't want to do that though.
See, this is why I said we needed a shared Google Calendar for probe night.
Yeah, point taken.
That's fair.
God.
Good call. Pacific Rim job. Hello and welcome to Citation Needed, a podcast where we choose a subject, read a single article about it on Wikipedia, and pretend we're experts. Because this is the internet, and that's how it works now. I'm Heath, and the premise of these jokes is aliens. Aliens is the premise.
Aliens is the premise.
So I set it up with aliens, and I'm joined by three hipster Wookiees whose beards put the fur in Fermi's paradox. Tom, Cecil, and Eli.
Yes. I also know about both of Floby's ducks, so absolutely.
You obviously know nothing about Flobies.
I'm an Italian Wookiee. I'm a Dagobah, huh?
Oh, so good.
That's excellent. Well, we might not be alone in the universe, but my beard makes sure that if we're not, those motherfuckers will stay well the fuck away. Perfect. And also joining me, we have a man who puts the rage in Neil Armstrong. If you did, it's in there somewhere. Noah's here.
My bare chin leaves me an odd man out on all the best intros. Fine. Armstrong. Angry.
All right, Cecil. What person, place, thing, concept, phenomenon, or event are we going to be talking about today?
Today, we're going to be talking about alien abductions.
Nice. All right. So what are Just start your thing. Just go. For listeners at home, he's apparently being forced to do this week's show at gunpoint. So if you can hear this, send help.
That explains the blinking, that rapid blinking.
There we go.
Okay. Alien abduction is the absolutely ludicrous idea that an alien or many alien races have mastered the nearly impossibly complex obstacles of traveling interstellar space.
Nearly. Interesting.
Nearly. I mean, I'm not saying it's out of the realm, but it's nearly out of the realm. It's definitely out of the realm for us. Then, after traveling many light years to reach us, they pick us up onesie-twosie, give us the grand tour of their bitchin' starship, introduce us to the crew, maybe draw some blood, either watch us fuck or fuck us, and then fly away, ghost us, leaving us unread.
Okay, Cecil, but have you watched a documentary that says aliens are just demons trying to make you less Christian? Because ideas do get dumber, Cecil.
Mm-hmm,
They
there's
do
always
get
a dumber.
I don't know, Cecil. It seems like I could imagine a scenario where this could happen. Sir, we figured out faster than light travel.
Good.
Solving, of course, for the problem of ever-expanding mass as light speed approaches.
Yes, obviously.
And we've solved for time dilation, and we got the whole cosmic radiation exposure issue finally licked.
Excellent. Yes, and the inevitable loss of muscle and bone density owing to years of zero gravity.
Yeah, that one was tough. We got that one down, too. Yeah,
Awesome. Really amazing work.
So, what should we do with it?
Wait, what?
Yeah, where should we go? What should we do? We have nearly limitless power.
Anal
probes.
Anal probes, yes.
Anal.
All right. So before I get into the intricate hallucinations these people have had and the lies they've told, we should talk a little bit about the history of alien abduction. The two main cases that everyone subsequently based their fantasies on happened in the mid-1950s and early 1960s, but there are some abductions that happened prior to these two.
No, there weren't.
Sorry, let me put quotes around abductions.
Could you have set Noah up any more for that, though? I mean, wow.
The first is from November 27th, 1896. This was the day after Thanksgiving that year. Colonel H.G. Shaw was walking around with his friend, probably trying to get some sweet Black Friday deals at their local general store, when they were harassed by some weird creatures. Quote, 3 tall, slender humanoids whose bodies were covered with a fine, downy hair, who tried to kidnap the pair, end quote. There isn't any more to this story, so I suspect the kidnapping was thwarted and the balding Sasquatches left empty-handed.
Yeah, lots of new ethnic slurs got invented that day. That's funny. Wait, they were harassing an army... Chewbacca-roon.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wait, they were harassing an army colonel in a general store? They were obviously trying to start an action movie where he has to karate fight a bunch of aliens and he blew it.
Right? Right. The next is in 1953. An article entitled... Are the Flying Saucers Kidnapping Humans was printed in Man to Man magazine.
Okay, starting to understand the anal probe origins now. It's coming together.
right.
Getting it.
Man to Man magazine gives sci-fi writers a boring writing prompt. Quote, are an unlucky few of us, and perhaps not so few at that, being captured with the same ease as we would net butterflies, perhaps for zoological specimens, perhaps for vivisection or for some other horrible death designed to reveal our interplanetary invaders what makes us tick, end quote.
Okay, well, first of all, it's super hard to net a butterfly. I feel like that's a difficult thing. It's a weird comparison. But more importantly, who's reading the articles in Man to Man magazine? That would be men, Heath, men. Not necessarily. Well, they're not allowed. If anyone else does, that's not for them.
That same year, the film Invaders from Mars was released by 20th Century Fox. The plot synopsis is as follows. A kid sees some lights in the sky during a thunderstorm, which evidently isn't lightning.
Oh, it's not.
Dad goes behind the barn to investigate.
Wait a minute. Was the sky behind the barn a noticeably different sky? That'd be a big fucking barn. What?
Is that sky coming from behind the barn?
Holy shit. Did you check the sky behind the barn? Fuck us.
Something weird's going to happen right next to that dumb waiter. Give me a second. I'll look and I'll come back and tell you.
He comes back acting weird. Then other people start acting weird. Instead of realizing that they're actually horrified because they found his porn stash of brother-sister incest porn, the kid blames aliens. A local astronomer, which is my favorite part of the story, the idea that every town had their own local astronomer in the 50s is amazing. He realizes that this is a scout ship for the Martians. People in the story are taken on the ship and implanted with it's sort of rather clumsily behind the ear with mind control crystals. Something, the army fights the Martians. The movie ends with, it was all a prophetic dream. As we'll see later, this is very close to the story that a lot of people tell when they're abducted. And I'm using scare quotes there, so Noah doesn't correct me. When they're abducted, minus the army fighting, but with all the dreaming.
Well, which is bullshit. You're making stuff up anyway, giving me a goddamn action beat. Right? There's no less credible than where you are now. Add a fucking pew, pew, pew. Have some fun. Put a laser sword in there. Damn.
So now we get to the two cases that are basically the blueprint for alien abduction stories that come after. The first is the story of a farmer in the southern part of Brazil. It takes place in 1957. This farmer, Antonio Villas Boas, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, is out one night plowing the fields.
Caliente.
Exactly.
Right?
He's out there after dark because it's too hot during the day to do it. So while he's out there, he sees what he describes as a red star in the sky. The star that is clearly not a star starts getting closer. And when it comes into view, he basically describes a flying saucer with a red blinking cupola. And then it has 3 legs that pop out as it lands. And then he just fucking books.
Okay, flying saucer from another planet. I will run if they land. They could just be doing a Christmas lights looky-loo tour. I don't want to freak out unnecessarily.
He at first tries to flee using his tractor, so the high-speed escape on the back of a plowing tractor only lasts a few moments. The lights flicker and the engine
Aliens are
dies.
just weeping with laughter. Dude,
Got this.
we came here at almost the speed of light, man. Okay, yeah, get on your tractor.
Markla, get out and walk next to him. Just get out and walk next to him.
Okay. You know what? Actually, this is perfect. Stay to the right of him, and he'll make like circles with tractor, and we'll do like a whole thing.
He's whipping his oxen furiously. Just go! Go!
So he jumps off and continues to take flight on foot after the engine dies on the tractor. He is, however, grabbed by a 5-foot-tall humanoid with a jaunty helmet and a onesie.
So they always invent intergalactic ships, but never shirts and pants.
No,
I don't know. It had so the alien has tiny blue eyes, and it spoke to him in a series of barks and yelps, as he described it. After a few other 5-foot-tall barking, behatted aliens join in, subdue him, then they carry him onto their groovy spaceship. Once aboard, they can't keep their hands off this hot Brazilian farmer, so they start undressing him. Then they cover him with what he described as a strange gel.
Oh, a strange gel? What
That's
full body gel would have been normal to him?
I don't know.
It's a very personal question.
He's brought into a large room
What's
on
your
the
answer?
spacecraft.
What, don't just skate right past it.
I mean, he is Brazilian, Heath.
They just lay him on one of those big strips and then pull one big go. He's brought into a large room on the spacecraft, and there's weird symbols in red all over that he somehow memorizes all of. Then they decide to take out some blood, but not from the arm. Nope, from his chin.
Oh, yeah, chin blood. That's the best
right?
kind.
The chin blood is the best
That's
blood.
the best.
Then they did what most doctors do after they take your blood. They made him wait in a small room for about another hour.
All right, but just so you know, Doc, my poking through your drawers clock is 7 fucking minutes. Taking tongue depressors in 12.
While he's in this waiting room, they start to fill it with some kind of noxious gas, and Antonio starts to get violently ill. They basically Dutch oven this guy for a while, and then they send in a humanoid woman. Now, she is not in a hard hat and a onesie like the other ones.
Boom.
She's buck-ass naked.
Okay.
She has a pointy chin, cat eyes, and is about as tall as the dudes who violently grabbed him and dragged him on the ship, tore his clothes off, and rubbed gel on him. She has long, platinum blonde hair, slim build, and her pubic hair and underarm hair are bright red. The carpet here does not match the drapes.
She had a Brazilian, though. Yeah. They both enjoyed the fun.
So they bang.
See, this is what I love about men. Like, you are scared shitless. You're violently ill. You've been abducted.
Yeah, right?
But there is a willing woman-shaped thing, and we're just like, yeah, I'd fucking hit that. This is why there's 7 billion of us. This is it.
Yeah.
They fucked us
Here's a
there.
quote. During this act, Boas noted that the female did not kiss him, but instead nipped him on the chin, end quote. After they
You gotta
finished,
pay
the woman
extra for
looks
the
at
kissing,
Boas.
That's why.
Yeah,
He didn't
right.
know. He didn't know.
After they finish, the woman looks at Boas. She rubs her tummy and then points to the sky and the universal symbol of, I'm going to raise our space baby on my own. Boas then says he got mad that he was used as a stud for the away
Same
team
in
like
American
that.
Sign Language, actually.
But I mean, the aliens, with literally any other human available, decided that the best specimen for a space baby was the Brazilian farmer that thought he could outrun an aircraft with his plowing tractor.
He lifted the plow. Okay, so come on.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I get the Brazilian guy. That's a good pick, right? But, like, why would they pick a ginger alien? That just, like, that's a bad... My people are not the move. Whatever the alien version of my Irish people, bad idea for repopulating a new race.
I feel like these aliens half-assed it the whole way, right? They took one look at kissing. They were like, got it, bite the face. Let's get this Kamzu on the road. What am I, David Attenborough? Jesus. Mitch, get your tits on and go fuck that guy.
Kamzu.
So they give Boas his clothes back and they take him on the grand tour of the spaceship. He tries to lift what he referred to as a clock-like device from the spaceship so he could, prove any of this, but they catch him and they make him give it back. And then they walk him off the ship. They do the whole "it's not you, it's me" thing. And then he exits the craft. He gets home and he realizes that 4 hours have passed.
And that's why I showed up at 5 a.m. covered in gel with a sore dick, honey. That's it. It makes all perfect sense now.
4 hours, nothing. The whole thing was 20 minutes that included the ship tour and the vomit time. This guy's full of shit. 4 hours.
He stuck to the story and eventually contacted the press. His story, however, was not really published widely until after a more famous one was sort of captured the imagination of the attention whores everywhere.
Okay, so I believe the Brazilian guy. We're going to take a quick break. That's some apropos of nothing.
Okay.
Explorers of the new universe, step forward.
All hail the Emperor.
Really. We have intergalactic travel, but we also have
Get
an
out of the
emperor.
opera room. You're not in the opera room. No, you're not in this.
Monarchical systems are going to be outdated in a society that has high-speed spacecraft, okay? Fine.
All hail the Emperor.
Yes. Explorers, tell me, what have you found?
Well, Your Highness, on the planet known as Blargon 4, they live semi-aquatically. We have their population numbers as well as models of their growth and evolution for, say, the next 1,000 years.
Very good, very good. What's next? Tell me.
Yes, the gaseous beings on XJ57 are learning to communicate through expression of various shapes. We've translated that into a language and planted a stone of interpretation on their main continent. We think it'll speed up their civilization considerably.
And what about you, Zornor? What did you find on Earth?
Oh, us? We should probably go back and do some more searching before we present. So, I'm sorry, gas beings, huh? That's crazy.
Now, Zornor, don't be shy. What did you find?
Human buttholes stretch about 4 to 6 inches wide, sometimes more.
They're buttholes.
Yeah, some of them have other more stretchy holes, but they all have buttholes and they stretch 4 to 6 inches.
Zornor, let me get this straight. I sent you thousands of light years across time and space to report back on an intelligent race of beings, and the information you gathered was about their buttholes?
Yes, Your Highness.
Now that is what I'm talking about. You see, this guy is gonna find us a new species to fuck, huh?
Awesome job, Zonor.
Can't fuck the gas beings at all. back. When we left off, Cecil was blaming the victim and
was.
calling him an attention whore. So what's next? That's fun.
Undress for the job you want, Heath. Undress for the job you want. The other big case that everyone copycats is that of Barney and Betty Hill. They are a married couple from New Hampshire.
So many obnoxious jokes about the Flintstones at that point. Constantly.
The abduction, and I'm using quotes again so no doesn't yell at me, happened on the night of September 19th, 1961, around 10:30 p.m. They're on their way home from a vacation at Niagara Falls, and they see a light in the sky. They first thought the light was a shooting star, which is a dumb name for a meteor, and then the light started to ascend, and then they ruled that out. The light appears to be getting closer, so they decide to stop the car, get out, watch it for a bit. They stop at a rest area, get out, watch the sky as they walk their dog.
Hey, maybe the aliens use abduction as like a pop quiz for if you're dumb enough to get out of your vehicle and stare at our spaceship, we're going to poke around in your butt a little bit. I'm just falling here.
They took out their binoculars and looked closer, describing the craft as odd-shaped.
Odd as compared to what? Other more regularly shaped mystery crafts in the sky?
I guess, yeah. I don't know. And it had multicolored lights. Betty immediately thought it was a flying saucer, but the more level-headed Barney believed that it was an airline flight. But the craft started moving strangely in the sky, turning at odd angles and heading towards them.
Okay, if aliens ever learn to make their ships even shaped and turn at even angles, we're completely foiled. We're never going to see them.
I don't even know. They jump in the car and they start to hightail it out of there. They decide to head to a tiny road through the mountains.
Oh, the hide in the basement of alien abductions. Yeah,
it really is.
They didn't have a blanket to pull over their heads. They had to do something.
Yeah. So the flying ship's trailing them, probably whistling loudly so not to look suspicious. The craft flies over a restaurant, then over a signal tower. The whole time it's getting closer. It's about 40 feet long and it's spinning as it flies. It's zigzagging all over, doing, pretty much everyday flying saucer stuff.
One of the guys on there is like, oh, can we stop and get pancakes at the restaurant?
Dude, no, we can't. We're in the middle of a goddamn abduction.
I want pancakes.
How about you go and get them?
Yeah.
Go and get pancakes. Great.
The thing at this point lands right in front of them on the road. And because the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, quote, it reminded Barney of a huge pancake.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Barney gets out of the car and he's packing. He's got a pistol in his pocket. He also has binoculars, which he starts looking through to get a closer look at the craft.
Well, what the fuck does he need the binoculars for? It's 40 feet long and it just landed right in front of him. What the fuck, Mr. Magoo?
He sees between 8 and
he sees a pixel in his binoculars.
Honey, hand me my Hubble telescope. I've got to get a good look at this thing.
He sees between 8 and 11 humanoid creatures.
That's a weird estimate.
Yes, agreed. All of these creatures are in black outfits with matching black caps. They're basically watching them from the spacecraft's windows. All but one of them make their way to the hatchway that's on the back of the craft, but one of them just locks eyes with him.
Power move. Nice.
Agreed. Communicates to him somehow. Stay where you are and keep looking. Things start to extend out from the aircraft, but I'm not sure if there was like a slide whistle effect or a theremin sound effect. It could have been either one. At this point, Barney stops staring at it, and he stops staring at it with the binoculars. He turns back and he starts to run to the car. He tells his wife frantically that they're not human creatures and that the craft are going to capture them.
Okay, so rock, paper, scissors for fucking aliens? What?
I will be throwing paper.
What?
Yeah. The craft then moves directly over the vehicle as they peel rubber and make a run for it. While Barney's driving, he asks his wife, Betty, to look for it. She rolls down her window and looks up, and it's right above the car, but I guess far enough where the guy driving couldn't tell where it was. I don't know. It's up there pretty high.
Betty, do you think we lost them?
The light speed aircraft from another planet? No, I don't think we lost them in our Jetta.
They continue to try to outrun the flying thing, and then they start hearing beeps and buzzes. They hear these sounds vibrating off the car, and then everything goes hazy. They hear a second series of beeps, buzzes, and boops, and then they snap out of it. They travel 35 miles down the road, and they don't remember the drive.
They don't remember the drive they just described?
Well, this part.
Who wrote the Wikipedia article? The aliens? What happened?
Yeah.
$1,000 says that 1961 Barney just got blackout drunk and decided to go for a drive. To be honest, I would respect Barney more if none of this story were true. If he just recanted the whole thing, I was drinking heavily.
We need to erase his mind so he doesn't know whether it's 8, 9, 10, or 11.
Yeah.
7. Something else could be 11.
Feels like he was going to say 8 to 10, and somebody was like, it sounds more real if you say 8 to 11. This is an odd number.
Oh.
So they get home many hours later, near dawn.
Wait, did they walk the 35 miles?
Yeah,
back
right?
home? Many hours.
They were in Niagara Falls on a vacation. They were coming home.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm like,
They noticed that their watches weren't working anymore, that Barney's shoes were scuffed, and that they broke their strap on their binoculars. They both take long showers because they think they're contaminated with alien cooties. And here's a great line, quote, Barney says he was compelled to examine his genitals in the bathroom, though he found nothing unusual, end quote.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just standard
Right.
bathroom behavior,
Right.
though, right?
That's standard, yeah.
Give them a once
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
while you're there.
I love this part too. They draw out what each of them thought because that's what adults do to remember things.
what?
That's what they said. They drew it all out. Yeah, they drew
All right.
pictures.
All right, Betty, I checked my penis. Let's get out the crayons and really figure this thing out.
So good.
Oh, man, the green one's
encapsulates it all.
small.
It encapsulates it all, man. It's so perfect. So Betty at some point realizes her dress that she's wearing that night is irreparably torn and covered with pink powder. So she hangs the dress outside, and what do you know? The powder floats away in the wind. They also have concentric circles on their trunk that make a directional compass whirl, like sort of crazy, I guess, and then stop spinning as it's moved away from the trunk.
Guys, I put a magnet spiral thing on their trunk. The compass is going to go crazy when they bring out the compass. Prank. Nailed it. It's totally worth it flying across the universe. This is awesome. This is an awesome prank.
Bruce Springsteen? Fuck.
2 days later, they call the Air Force Base and tell them what happened. And then the Air Force Base conduct a detailed interview. The report determined, quote, that the hills had probably misidentified the planet Jupiter, end quote. Betty then checks out a UFO book at the library and starts having vivid nightmares. I would tell you about them, but who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
And that's because Cecil knows the rule that you're not allowed to tell anyone about your dreams unless you're fucking them. And we aren't aliens, ergo, bingo bango.
But let's be super clear here, though. The Air Force assessment is almost certainly exactly what fucking happened.
Yeah.
They saw a light in the sky and ran away from it in their car. They had a high-speed chase with Jupiter.
No. Noah. They had a high-speed chase with Jupiter, and Jupiter caught them somehow.
Then they get some hypnosis sessions a few years after this happened. Barney says that the aliens came down and basically hypnotized him. Then he and his wife were taken into the flying saucer and told to lie down on an exam table. They put a cup over his genital area and they took a sperm sample. They said that they got the sperm without orgasm.
Okay, that's the dream, but in reverse. They've got that all back.
Yeah. They also stuck something up his ass at that point, but no word on if that's how they coaxed the sperm out. They also touched his back and counted his vertebrae.
Okay, boss, they have whitish cum. They do enjoy butt stuff and 33 vertebrae. So back to Tralfamador.
Yeah. They both talk to these creatures in English, and the creatures respond in another space language. And both Betty and Barney didn't understand the words. They communicated using telepathy, which was in English. At one point, the hypnotist tells Betty to draw the star map she saw on the ship, and she does. It's drawn from memory. It has 12 stars on it, connected by what she called trade routes.
Law and Order SV Universe, everybody.
Yeah, right? Should be noted here that the dreams that Betty had are different from the hypnosis sessions. The order of events is different, and there's some different details. The hypnotist actually thinks that they're both having a fantasy about Betty's dreams.
What?
The Hills rejected this idea and totally thought they were abducted.
Wait. So the repressed memory hypnotist was like, get the fuck out of
Yes,
here.
he was. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That like having a stripper tell you it's not you, it's her.
Exactly.
I don't want to dance. What? You get over to me.
I don't drink. You don't buy me.
The star map was examined, and the pattern seekers that we are, we found a place in the infinite cosmos where it looked like it made sense.
Where there were 12 of something.
We just fucking held it up, spun it around. It looks like the creatures came from Zeta Reticuli, which is about 39 light years from Earth.
Great, yeah. Also known as space
Yeah,
pareidolia.
right.
We found a place in the entire universe that kind of fits some crayon lines.
When observed from an angle. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Barney and Betty's story became a front page story in the Boston Traveler, and they made it into a 1975 made-for-TV movie called The UFO Incident, starring James Earl Jones and Estelle Parsons.
Yeah, except in that version, when the aliens try to put the cum cup on his dick, he lightsabers the fuck out of him and just goes in the dark. Oh, it's so cool.
It eventually just folds, goes right down over his head in one of them. Just comes down. Second movie, I think it is.
That's why he's breathing so heavy.
Wikipedia estimates that 1,700 or so people claim to have been abducted. The demographics of the abductees indicate that a large majority of them are under 40. And given the focus of most of these abductions is reproductive in nature, it's essentially a young person's experience. Some studies have also indicated that a majority of the people who claim to be abducted are prone to mildly paranoid thinking.
Oh
yeah? Yeah.
Let me paraphrase that last one. Some studies indicated that the majority of people who claim to be abducted are prone to claiming to be abducted.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Pretty much. The abduction narrative that many people have follows a similar pattern, and it's broken down in the article on Wikipedia in 8 steps. Step 1 is capture. The victim is captured, be that by force or through mind control, or they agree to take a joyride. Either way, it feels like a necessary step.
Yeah, just one pro tip: bring a towel. That's a step.
hell yeah.
Yeah, that's for step 2. Examination and procedures. In this step, the aliens stick a probe up the victim's ass or suck the sperm out of his balls with either a space vagina or a Hoover with a groin attachment.
Wait, why is it got to be one or the other? Like, I feel like they can do both.
I mean, I guess, but I've never read a story that includes both. But sure, whatever you want, Tom. You can dream any of this up because it's all made up. So you can just make any of it up.
Yep, that is tied with the other method.
Exactly, yeah.
My aliens are going to have an end trainer.
They also undergo some kind of testing, physical or cognitive, and then they will sometimes get samples taken of different human tissue or fluids.
Ooh, that must be embarrassing, right? Like you start jerking off when the aliens walk in and they're like, hey, we're not those aliens. We're here for a liver sample.
Yeah, but it's probably exactly as embarrassing as it was when you had to tell a human that.
Yeah.
So step 3 is conference. In this step, the abductee is questioned or they have some kind of conversation with the aliens. Very often, this is through mental telepathy or it's in the person's native tongue or both.
I'm not trying to tell them how to do their jobs, but that should come before the butt stuff.
Unless there's a significant amount of drinking at that conference.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Happens.
Step 4 is tour. They get a grand tour of the spaceship that sometimes reveals things like star maps or clocks that are just lying around waiting to get stolen.
Okay, but in the aliens' defense, how fucking weird is it that they can't show us around their spaceships without us trying to pocket shit like a Dickensian orphan?
It's true. It's true, man.
Man, I don't know, Eli. I would steal from that ship like it was a fucking unattended hotel cart. Like fucking little bottles of space shampoo and shit would be cascading from my pockets.
Step 5, loss of time. People forget all the nitpicky details, have foggy moments of recollection, and partial memories of the experience.
How is that a step? Like, that fucks up the whole chronological steps thing they had going. Doesn't it?
Should be 1, I guess. I don't know.
It could be step 8 or 11.
Or 8.
It could be step 8 or 11.
Yeah. Number 6 is return. The people are brought back to Earth with torn clothing, some bumps, bruises, and a hell of a story. Step 7 is theophany. This is the part where the person has some kind of religious like experience because of the abduction, which makes a lot of sense because religion is bullshit too. But they have a space Stockholm syndrome and sometimes feel oneness with the universe. Number 8 is aftermath. They cope with the psychological aftermath of being fake abducted.
Okay, well, not fun fact. Cecil pretty much exactly just described a casting couch.
No. One element that does not occur as often is the aliens will show up with a half-breed human alien, show it to them, and gauge the reaction like an interstellar version of Punk'd.
What? And then the aliens are all disappointed when you can't stop screaming.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, what? Did I use too many eyes? I used too many eyes again, didn't I?
Yeah.
Greg, you said it looked fine. You said 6 was the right.
It does look fine. Don't listen to him.
It has 8 to 11 eyes. That's the perfect amount of eyes. Now, of course, there isn't any proof that any of this actually happened.
No?
Nope.
Wow.
None whatsoever. No. Instead, many think this is sleep paralysis, or they use hypnosis, false memory syndrome. They've never come back with any space baby or interstellar widget of any kind. There's lots of other problems, namely that none of this makes any sense. An alien species travels all the way here to our planet to fuck some yokel and then puts the dude back like sports fishing. Why not just take him with you or kill him and drain his balls after he's dead? I mean, you flew here from Bake Ziti or whatever. You can't figure out artificial insemination? What the fuck?
Probably a Trump voter, yeah.
Cecil, I don't like to give feedback on the air, but of the many problems with alien abduction stories, you've really zeroed in on the cum inconsistencies.
I have. Admittedly. No, I'll take it. I'll take that note. Absolutely. I think that's where it all falls apart. Eli, argue with me here for a minute. Doesn't it all fall apart here?
I feel like it falls apart at the cum too. See, so
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to disagree with you. I don't want to butt heads over this. This
thing
is not
is,
the
guys-
hill I die on.
The thing is, guys, the aliens have already reached nirvana, so they know you can just come as you are.
Also, all these aliens are basically us with a slightly different color skin or a bit more hair. The only reason our vision of aliens is bipedal humanoids because humans have a terrible fucking imagination. Most of our monsters, aliens, and creatures of myth are basically us with different heads, a little taller or shorter, with a different hue.
It's your imagination, you fucking... Like, you don't have to fit a dude in the suit
Right?
or anything.
Yeah, but if you're not careful, you get contact, Noah. If you're not careful, you get contact.
Lots of people report to having these experiences, but I'm sure that something happened to them, most likely psychologically, but there's no evidence that something traveled across the stars to give them panic attacks. We can make those without any alien intervention. We don't need help.
All right, well, if you had to summarize what you've learned today in one sentence, what would it be?
Don't Google Brazilian alien cream pie while eating creme brulee. It's not a...
Strong disagree.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the quiz?
I am as ready as an illegal alien anchor baby.
All right, Cecil. Heath, Noah, and I once sat in their shared living space and listened to a stone friend of ours tell his alien abduction story.
Nice.
Which of the
my
following
God.
is a real quote from the telling of that story?
Okay. Yeah.
A. Okay, yes, I was on acid, but this really happened. B. They made me do karate for them naked.
Strong contender.
Which was demonstrated.
Yep.
Oh, or wasn't. Maybe that's not part of the answer.
See, if you guys are going to laugh at me, I'm going to stop talking.
Which he did not.
No, that was
And
a
we did
hollow
not
fucking
stop
promise.
laughing. D. All of the above.
You can't trick me, Eli Bosnick. It's D, all of the above. I mean, come on.
Sure.
Oh,
fucking
this is so
is.
stupid. That sounds like an amazing conversation. That
It
sounds
was
so good.
great.
It
Like we
sounds
pulled
so
out
good.
cartoon buckets of popcorn.
Oh, sounds so good.
All right, Cecil, if humans master interstellar travel and can land surreptitiously on another planet, what is the first thing we're going to do with this marvelous fucking achievement?
Good
A,
question.
take a selfie.
Yep. I think that's probably it.
B, take off our space masks. Masks are dumb and they prevent freedom. Teach alien civilizations the Rickroll. That'd be
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Or D, declare the mission accomplished before ultimately engaging in an endless bloody guerrilla war that we will lose.
Oh gosh, yeah. I know you didn't put it here, Tom, but it's definitely E. All of the
Yeah,
above.
that is definitely on the menu. Yes.
Secret answer.
Sure, it was going to involve shoving something up the aliens' asses. Okay, I got a tough one here for you, Cecil. If you want to prevent alien abductions, what should you take? A, probiotics.
That's so good.
Love it.
B, analgesics. same joke. C, thorazine. That's good for
Yeah.
hallucinations. or D, epistemology 101.
Oh gosh.
Rabbit!
I want to go with epistemology, but I am going to go with probiotics because it's just so good. It's just so good.
That
It's
is
just so
correct,
good.
actually.
Yeah.
I nailed it. I thought I was going to get you with the thorazine one there, but no.
Yeah, normally pattern-wise, you would get that one wrong. But
Yeah.
Cecil, you got them all. You're the winner.
Amazing. Noah, you're next.
Oh,
Do
damn it.
something fun.
Oh, well, no.
All right. Well, for Tom, Noah, Cecil, and Eli, I'm Heath. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We'll be back next week, and by then, Noah will be an expert on something else. Between now and then, you can hear Tom and Cecil on Cognitive Dissonance, and you can hear Eli, Noah, and myself on God Awful Movies, The Scathing Atheist, Skeptocrat, and D&D Minus. And don't forget to watch Cecil aggressively seduce me with food on Season Liberally.
How you doing?
So good.
How you doing?
And if you'd like to timidly seduce me with money, that's all it takes. You can make a per episode donation at patreon.com/citationpod. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, listen to past episodes, connect with us on social media, or take a look at the show notes, check out citationpod.com.
Seriously, you guys, great work. 6 inches. Wow.
I mean, technically, you could fuck where the gas is hovering. That's like fucking them.
Shut up, Mark Clark.
Okay.